Hello, this is Bebe from Plenty of Fish. Finally, I'm back here making another video and I am wearing my glasses today. Do you wonder why? Okay, the reason I'm wearing my glasses today, which I don't want to because frame glasses give me really bad migraine, but I have to wear these glasses because I have a corneal ulcer at the moment in this eye. Ouch! Yeah, long story short, my son scratched my cornea and I didn't realize it was that bad, so I put my contacts back on as usual, and a day later I think I got a infection. And so yeah, so that explains why I'm wearing this today and look a little different. Other than that, I think we can get into the video now.
One eternity later.
So we're finally back at this plant corner that I tried to film last time in. Long story short, I want to give you a little bit of an update of what happened and why I stopped filming that video. Last time I was sitting down here trying to film the video, also wearing these glasses. I was supposed to do a video on a deep dive into how to water your houseplants and kind of touch on the whole self-watering semi-hydro concept as well. However, as soon as I started filming that, I started feeling this confidence in me just decreasing as I'm talking about, oh, how do you water your plants? These are the signs you look for. I started feeling like an imposter. So the thing I want to also touch on briefly today is also this thing I believe a lot of content creators will experience from time to time, which is a phenomenon known as the imposter syndrome. Because the way we present ourselves in these, tutorial or care guide type of videos, you make yourself sound like an expert. And I know for sure that I am no expert in taking care of houseplants. And especially recently, I've been experiencing a lot of hiccups and fails in my plant care, which also hindered my confidence in terms of keeping plants well and thriving. I just turned off the grow light because it was shining in my face. I had this Etsy shop up for a while, but before this, I was only posting like some of my aquatic plants. I got started, oops, sorry, I keep on touching this inflow here. So that's what got me started on my Etsy shop, is selling those aquatic plants. This time around, I actually putting a lot more time into kind of design the whole concept. There's also a shop character kind of representing the shop, the fish who I named Chunk. I'm mostly focusing on just selling plants that's propagated from my own collection, either through cuttings or like alocasia grown from corns. I did have quite a few failed attempts at propagation. It made me feel really crappy as a plant parent in general, not to mention as a plant shop owner. With all that, junk going through my head, I started that video just not feeling all there. And the more I talk, I just paused and be like, I don't want to film today. And here we are, almost 3 weeks, I would say, almost 3 weeks later, which I'm so sorry about being absent. Currently, my mood is I am going to focus on what I enjoy in this plant hobby. So today, that's why we are going to kind of highlight the positives in my plant collection, the updates. By the way, I want to mention, does this winter feel kind of short? I feel like all my plants already thinking it's spring. So yeah, let's get to some of the plants and let me show you the updates. So this is the first plant I want to talk about. This is a red crystallinum. I'm not sure entirely what type of red crystallinum it is because I know there are so many different types out there. Some are more expensive than the other. This is mine. I originally got it from Etsy. It didn't say anything about the specific type or cross. It just said it's a red crystallinum. It has been a star performer for sure. And I don't know if you can tell, the roots are busting out of its seam. It definitely needs to be probably repotted soon. Even though it doesn't look that root bound, I just don't really think it can stay in this pot for much longer because Anthurium roots are very, very juicy and they grow pretty rapidly. If it's already looking like this, I think it's time for it to get upgraded to a bigger pot. So I do have it in a self-watering pot, the one that I sell in my shop. Although the insert in this one is not the one that comes with it. I use this one because the roots were already bigger. The root system is bigger than what that insert would be able to hold, so I kind of did a makeshift thing with this setup. So something I really like about this plant is it gets really, really dark as the leaf matures. I already cut off the original leaves that it came with the plant. So this is a picture of what the plant looked like when it first came to me and then the purchase date. So within that amount of time, it has already given me 1, 2, 3 of these very mature looking dark foliage. The only thing that I'm not quite sure about is this thing here, but I'm not sure what caused it. I don't know if this looks like any sort of pest damage. I did spot possibly a adult thrips on my Sygonium elbow. Luckily, that plant is isolated far, far away from my plant shelf, which all of the plants I sell lives in. It's nowhere near those plants or any of these plants. However, because I found that one adult, I was kind of like, you know, what if this is thrips damage? And I checked this plant thoroughly. There's no sign of any juvenile thrips or anything like that. And this leaf, older than that, looked perfect, okay? It looked perfect. It has these red edges around the leaf in the sinus, and then the leaf has no damage whatsoever and the color is very dark. And this one sized up quite a bit and I like that. And it got dark, but not as dark as this one. And then this kind of yellow weird thing starts showing up. That's also why I'm thinking maybe it's because it's root bound. So I need to do that upgrade up pot very soon to see if that helps. And yeah, after this leaf, it pushed out this leaf, which is still slightly soft. So I don't want to touch it too much, but oh my God. Okay, now it started looking like pest damage to me, but I really don't know. The sinus here, does that kind of look like, I don't know, spider mite thrips damage? This plant is doing that. It grows really, really fast. That's one thing I love about it. So we will keep a close eye on this plant. And also, I plan to make a separate video all about the beneficial mites because I just made a order and it should get here within the next day or two. Next one. Let's talk about one that is growing finally again. This is my Anthurium Pallidiflorum, the famous strappy Anthurium, and it's velvety. So this is the newest leaf. I know it doesn't look that impressive, right? But in my care, this is the longest leaf it's put out. I believe it's finally over 1 feet. What I'm excited about this plant and its growth over the winter is it stopped growing for quite a while. I would say a good 2 months before the winter comes. So I was thinking during winter, this guy's definitely not gonna do much, but as we enter winter, I think in December, it suddenly started pushing out new growth. And I think during the winter, it gave me possibly 2 to 3 leaves. I cut off some of the older leaves, so I can't quite count how many it has produced during the winter, but it has been a very good grower during the winter, and I'm happy about that. And then at the same time, for the first time ever, I have an inflow on it. Do you see that teeny tiny baby inflow? It is so cute. So I used to believe that you have to always cut off the flowers of anthuriums or alocasias if you want the plant to preserve energy, but I stopped doing that. I just let them flower, do their thing, run its course, and I'll possibly at the end collect some pollens if I feel like it. No, I don't have any plan to pollinate anthuriums anytime soon. That sounds like a huge project, but just in case, you know, if one day I decide to use those pollens. But I feel like in my head, I believe that the flower is already made. The energy the plant needs to make the flower is already spent. So cutting it doesn't really preserve any more energy, if you know what I mean. If the leaf's gonna be smaller, then be it. The next one's gonna be bigger again. It just let it run its own course, you know, to not interrupt the process. And also I found Anthurium flowers kind of fun now. I don't know why. So yeah, there's that. My Pallidiflorum. Hope I'm saying it right. Let's put it back up. I have it up here on the top because I'm hoping that one day it's gonna start draping down and become very long. This one is not in semi-hydro. I have most of my anthuriums in semi-hydro, but this one is just in my chunky soil mix. This is the Anthurium Crystallinum ? That I got from Lowe's a while ago. Not only does it have a new growth, which is very soft, very delicate, but oh my God, I just love it when the new Anthurium leaves come out so red. Does it show? I don't know if the lighting's messing with it, but you can tell that it is very, very red. And I think this is gonna be a decent size, not only based on the last leaf here, but also it just emerged and it's still expanding, you know. That's the fun thing about Anthurium new leaves is you see it emerging as a teeny tiny baby and then they start exploding in size. And not only that, but also it has a inflow, oops. And I'm gonna try to show you the inflow. So this inflow right now is in its female stage. So it has lots of sticky saps all around it. I am not going to touch it, but look at that. It's very hard to get it to focus without touching it, so I'm not gonna mess too much with it. This is a big inflow. So I am, like I said, going to keep this inflow on until it finishes its course. And also, since it does have a leaf growing at the same time, we're gonna be able to see at the end of this if the inflow actually affected the size of this leaf. Yeah, that would be a good experiment. Oh yeah, the reason why I say question mark is I don't know if this is a crystallinum or crystallinum cross Magnificum. It could be. Ugh, my shirt was stuck to the sticky trap for fungus net. Gross. So I saw these plants, at least the similar looking ones in Home Depot, being labeled as Anthurium Crystallinum dark form. So maybe it's that, I don't know. At the end of the day, I enjoy the look of it. I don't care which type it is, only time will tell or not tell, but it doesn't matter. And there's this girl here who is also flowering. Oh, so this is the self-watering pot again, but this time this one is actually in its original insert with the wick system. And this pond is my DIY pond. Oh, look at these roots. Like Anthurium roots are just so happy in semi-hydro. I now honestly would only grow alocasias and anthuriums in pond, or you know, leca counts too, like semi-hydro. I will only grow these two genuses in semi-hydro if I get to choose. The other one was in soil because it came in soil, and I kind of didn't want to take the chance of ruining that huge of an Anthurium, you know, so I just stuck with a chunky mix. This guy, when I first got it, I thought it was possibly just a Clarinervium, but actually it's a Clarinervium cross Ace of Spade. I don't really know what kind of characteristic it took from Ace of Spade. This is actually the very first Anthurium I've ever got, and it was the plant to blame for me to start getting obsessed over Anthurium. And currently this plant is also flowering. Also, it's in female stage right now with lots of sticky sap, so I don't want to touch it. And interestingly, it has a pretty pleasant fresh smell. Yeah. Blech. I don't have all the original leaves. Oh, I forgot this plant also has a new leaf in the making. Ta-da! It's hiding. I don't know why it's facing backward. See, it's facing the other direction than all the other leaves. I'm not gonna do anything about it. So yeah, this one will also show us if this leaf gets hindered by the presence of a flower. So there's my OG Anthurium here. These flowers are just so long. Well, if you haven't figured out, this corner is mainly Anthuriums. Most of them are all in my self-watering pot that's available for purchase if you want to. This one is in the 4-inch self-watering pot. Oh my God. Do you see these roots? Like I said, these Anthuriums just love semi-hydro so much. And I have such an easy time growing these plants. Like, all of my Anthuriums live in ambient, okay? And where's my hydrometer? Is it called hydrometer? Where did it go? Okay, I don't have one right now, but this corner's humidity sits around 55, rarely gets to the 60. Sometimes even lower. If it's a very sunny day, this corner is only like 45 to 50. So none of these Anthurium has extra humidity added. I have a teeny tiny little humidifier here that I don't even run because it's so small. It doesn't hold that much water. It always runs out, so I got lazy and stopped filling it. So yeah, all of them grow in ambient. So this plant I got a while ago when it looked like that, and purchased it, inserted, and now it has grown quite a bit. Oh, I forgot to mention what it is. It is a Luxurian cross, but I forgot what it's crossed with. So it is a Luxurian cross with Crystallinum dark form. You can kind of start to see the Luxurian texture showing up, but the touch is definitely more matte. Not like Luxurian's very shiny and leathery. In the first few leaves, I somehow still have them, like this tiny little leaf, this tiny little leaf, and then the next one, it gave me this. You can already see it start taking on the adult form characteristic, and this is the most recent one, getting bigger and darker. And currently, it's also working on a new leaf. It's almost coming out. I hope it doesn't get stuck. Yeah, but after it finished pushing out that, I don't know, maybe we are almost due for a repot. I don't know. If the plant doesn't show sign of stress, I don't think I will rush to repot that quickly. But here is my Luxurian Crystallinum dark form mix. I think this plant is supposed to look something like that, but I don't know. Sometimes these photos online, when they sell these little seedlings, can be misleading. It doesn't always turn out that way. Now it brings us to this one. So this is a Luxurian Forgetii hybrid actually. It doesn't have any of the Forgetii characteristic, as you can see from this very deep sinus. But it does have all that characteristic I like. The leaf shape is longer, but it has the texture, has the color, the darkness. Oops. Like I said, with Anthuriums, I don't really care specifically what type of Anthurium it is if it gives me the characteristic, the look I'm looking for. And this one has starting to pushing out this new growth here. Do you see what I mean by why I feel like all my plants think it's already spring? Because all of them just start to grow so rapidly. Like all of them start flowering, start pushing out new leaves. Like they're busy. So here's the new leaf that it's pushing out. I am always so excited when there is a new leaf on Anthurium. So yeah, there's that one. I don't know if I'm gonna talk about every single one of them. So I might quickly mention this plant just because the news has been circling the blog for a while. This is a DocBlock Michelle. And yes, I caved and got one from Home Depot. It was not the best specimen out there because every other one was snatched by people. So I got the only one that I think is workable, even though the biggest leaf on it looks quite damaged, but the plant has very good healthy roots, which you can't quite see right now. It's still establishing. I transferred it to semi-hydro when I got it. Oh yeah, I think it's establishing pretty well. Oh my God, this one I don't have it in that matte outer cache pot just because I like this cache pot. See, this is what I like about these self-watering pots. You can take the insert out and use it in your own setup too. So here are the red ones, the red roots you can see here are the new ones that's grown in this semi-hydro setup. So it is getting cozy, getting settled in. And unfortunately, this is not a new growth. It's the sheath, if that's what it's called, from the last new growth that actually was aborted. I had to cut that one off because it was kind of dried up. But do not worry, I have high hopes that this guy's gonna bounce back right away. And there's something I do want to touch on real quick. I recently watched a Kaylee Allen video and she mentioned this plant too. And she said that these DocBlock Anthuriums in Home Depot are not the same as the ones you get directly from DocBlock's site. She said these ones are tissue culture. I have no idea about that. To me, it is okay as long as they look the same. So I'm not entirely understanding what she meant by they're different. So if any one of you know about it, you can let me know. If you also got one of these Home Depot Michelle, please let me know too. Are you excited? Are you loving it? How much did you get it for? I got mine on, am I supposed to talk about it? I got mine on a slightly discounted price. I don't know if they're supposed to discount the DocBlock ones, so I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but because this one was pretty damaged and that was the last one they had, I got it on the discount price, okay? Okay, let's just move on from that. Don't get anybody in trouble. So this is the Michelle that we are very excited to see what she's gonna do for us. And now I have two of these smaller ones that's in a different color self-watering pot, the pistachio green. So this is the plant that I'm currently a little upset about. Not because it doesn't grow. It grows very fast. It has gave me maybe 3 leaves already since I got it, but it's supposed to be a delta force. But does this leaf shape look like a delta force to you? When I looked it up, delta force are supposed to look like that, even in juvenile state, right? This shape doesn't look right. I think it's a delta force hybrid. If that's the case, I'd be very upset because I bought it as a delta force. So yeah, I guess we'll have to wait till see how it grows. And again, I don't care if it's pure breed, if it looked the same, but the delta force look like that is what I'm looking for. But right now, with this kind of chibi little heart shape, it's cute, but that's not what I was looking for. I don't know, do you have delta force? Did yours look like this when they were little? Like all the delta force seedlings look like these, not this. So I'm kind of questioning that. Other than that, health-wise, this plant is doing very well. Again, in semi-hydro. The moment I got it, I put it in semi-hydro and it's been loving it. And it grows pretty, at a pretty decent speed. I would say this one is very steady. It's not too fast, not too slow, but it doesn't really stop growing, ever. After that one is this guy here, who is sizing up pretty fast. When I first got the plant, it looked like this. So some of the original leaves are still intact, but you can see they're slowly getting yellow a little bit. So I believe they're on their way out. And there's a teeny tiny little leaf here. And this is a very wonky one that also grew in my care. I do not know why it did that. It's like facing a very weird way. This new one though is very, very proper. It's the proper gentleman. It's facing forward. And I like how much silver it's starting to show. Oh, I forgot to tell you what it is. So many Anthurium hybrids out there. I can't even keep track. So this is a Anthurium Magnificum cross Forgetii. Wow, I actually didn't know I have two Forgetii cross. It also doesn't really show that closed sinus characteristic. I forgot what the adult is supposed to look like, so I will insert a picture here. And we're hoping one day it's gonna look more like that. Yeah, I think I got this one at the same time as this one. But you can see how different they are now, right? Oh, they're about the same size. This one's slightly bigger, but they're so different now. But when I first got them, they don't look that different. Let's switch gear for a second and talk about a begonia. So this is my Begonia Paulensis. It is finally bouncing back from its initial state. The story about this plant is I once had a pretty decent sized Begonia Paulensis, but that time I think I thought I was attacked by thrips and I panicked and threw that plant out. So ever since then, I've been on the hunt for another one, but I didn't realize when I threw the old one out, this one's so hard to come by. So when I finally found this plant on Etsy, the first shipment didn't went well. It came to me as a very teeny tiny little west stick prop with only one tiny little leaf on it. And then this, I of course kept the plant and it's in here. I potted, there are two plants in here. So I saw another listing from the seller that I bought the original Paulensis from, and I bought it from her again because I know she is very reputable. And yes, she did deliver. Unfortunately, the plant in the shipping process, one of the larger leaf was. So again, I was left with a teeny tiny little leaf and I was very sad. However, I just potted those two together and they were very quick to establish themselves and they grew big. And then I decided to put them into this rectangular glass vessel. It's non-drainage. I do have a layer of stones at the bottom as drainage layer. I know some people don't like to call it drainage layer because that's not what they do, but this is basically where I have majority of the water sits in, and then to make sure the roots don't sit in wetness. But yeah, so far it's really liking it. Can you tell? Like the leaves are sizing up and this is one of the original leaf. It was kind of wonky, but ever since it's been in my care, all the newer leaves are looking very fresh and clean and flat. Don't we just love the texture on this plant? I think this plant is also called a spiderweb begonia. Yeah. And then look at the fuzzy patio. Ooh, very nice. So I look forward to this plant continue to size up for me, and I am so glad I finally have this back in my possession. Oh, I forgot to mention, about 2 weeks ago, I saw a single mealybug on this plant. I was like, no way in hell you gonna attack my Paulensis. So yeah, I dealt with it. Fortunately, it's just mealybugs. Mealybugs are so much easier to deal with than other pests. And it was gone. It never came back and I never spotted another one of them. So yay. The next few plants I'm gonna take you with me because it will be really hard to show. So we're here and this is my Florida ghost that you've all seen and know that I love, and it's been on this moss pole for a while now, and I think it's establishing pretty well on this moss pole. Let's get closer. There's something fun I want to show you. My moss pole is covered in algae for sure, but also look, My moss pole is growing grass. Wow. You know, I kind of like that wild nature look, so I'm gonna leave it there for now. So yeah, my Florida ghost has always been a very easygoing girl, and she's having, you know, she's not skipping a beat since I put her on this moss pole. And that's the newest leaf. When they first come out, oh my God, look at this color. It's so creamy and so clean, so fresh looking. And like I said, it's doing the very typical Florida ghost thing. The next new growth is already on its way. Don't we just love this plant for being so productive? And the shape and everything just, oh, I love this plant so much, so much. Yeah, nothing else to say about it. I just love it. And it's on this Russo pole with the, you know, the dripper thing. And next to it is another moss pole that I'm still not sure if I want to keep. This is the Syngonium 3 Kings. I really like this plant's variegation, but I will insert a picture of what the adult form leaves looks like. So putting it on moss pole is going to potentially make it go from this leaf shape to that. Do I really want that? Not sure. Currently, I have some new growth happening here. You can see that was a newer one. There's one more. There's only one single vine running on this. So yeah, we'll see. I am very weird when it comes to moss pole. I'm kind of like in and out of love with it. Other than my Florida ghost, it's gonna stay that way. Any other moss pole, I tend to just like it for a while and just want to burn it to the ground after a couple months. So we'll see if that happens with this one. I do have just a little carnivorous plant, a little pin here. I really like this pot. I got this pot in a local shop. They were not even selling it. It's just one of their display items, and they were nice enough to just sell it to me for pretty cheap, actually. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, this pin is getting a feast in this corner. I moved this pin here. It also has a little baby pin from a different pot because it grew a baby. So I moved this baby into this one. Because this corner gets so many fungus gnats, I just moved this fungus gnat killing machine here. And I think it's been doing its job quite well. And in the back, I have this little Begonia Ferox. When I first got it, I was told that this one has to be in high humidity, has to be in a greenhouse setup. I did that. I put it in a glass cloche. However, the leaves all melted and they were just mushy and not well looking. And soon I was left with almost nothing. So I decided to take it out of that 100% humidity setup and just put it in a self-watering pot in, you know, soil mix. I refreshed its soil mix, and in this case, I used the soil mix with the self-watering pot, which is something you should know that these pots can be used with soil mix as well. And ever since I did that, it starts to hold on to its leaf and stop doing that mushy leaf thing. Mine didn't seem to like that super high humidity, and it's been okay in this like 50 to 60 humidity range sitting here. Yeah, and it's working on a new leaf. I'm very excited to see this plant grow bigger. Once it grows bigger, I'm gonna have to take it out of that back corner there. It's not gonna be big enough for it. I constantly shift things around in this corner based on how the plants are growing. Oh yeah, I do have that big Cynanchum up there. I'll insert the full name. I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce the full name of this plant. It's commonly known as the dead stick plant. And even though it's winter, I don't know if I can show you. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, actually the camera caught one. You see that this part, the tip of it is more of a lighter green color. That's new growth. So during the winter, even with minimum watering, this thing is growing. This is one of those plants that's really hard to tell if they're thriving or already dead because it's in the name, they're dead sticks. So yeah, I didn't talk about every single plant in this corner, but I talked about majority of it. And that's pretty much the updates. Anyway, so that's it for today's video. I will catch you up next time, whenever that might be. And I really hope it's sooner than later. All right, stay healthy and keep planting. Bye. like this, kind of. Am I even gonna be bright enough? So a lot of times before I can even start doing anything plant related, I have to clear up this whole mess here, because that's basically what my morning looks like every single day. So let's get to this so I can do other things.